Life's a party, life's always a party. Let's go.
Let's go, baby. You know
Let's
me.
have a day today.
Today's a
Let's
good
have
day
A day.
to have
today.
a day.
Let's have a day today.
All right.
Today.
Ryan's clearly not a singer for all of you out there. So welcome to the show.
I'm double fisting today.
He's got a water.
It's not unusual that I double fist. I got a coffee
Okay,
and I
yeah.
got a water. A Wawa water.
Okay, there you go. There you go.
I got a Wawa and a water. But I did see some shit today.
That's what I heard.
On my way to the said French vanilla coffee Wawa spot.
All right, so you're on your way to the set today,
Saw some shit.
and something went down. What went down
So
for you?
I'm driving past D'Amico's and Rite Aid. So for all of you who don't understand the Stratford area, it's literally the intersection.
This
it's
is
the
like
heart of
the
Stratford.
main thing of Stratford.
Pizza parlor's there, Rite Aid's there. It's all there. Now the speed limit around there is 25 miles per hour. You shouldn't be like driving at any speed. At any high speeds.
Yeah, any speed at all. Just sit in the intersection,
You should be driving
please.
at speeds, but not high speeds. And I drive past, and I see a Jeep flipped upside down, totaled. I'm like, oh my God, there's no cops around. So I'm like,
You're one of the first guys there.
I'm a first responder right now.
Yeah.
So what do I have to do? I try to pull over real quick, but then I see a lady grab a kid out of the Jeep, and he was okay. But you don't see things around Stratford,
No,
and
it
especially in
was-
that area where a car is flipped upside down.
Yeah, major intersection, like the only main intersection in Stratford.
So you know me, I snap a pic, I get to Wawa,
Yeah.
I call Paul up. I'm like, Paul, bro, look at this picture I just sent you. There's a Jeep flipped upside down in front of the Amigos. I'm like,
Yeah.
no accidents happen here. Nothing
Nah,
happens here.
nothing interesting.
And you're like, dude, so we start talking about the accident. And then you're like, yo, can you just get me a Sprite before the show? Because I want a
Yeah.
Sprite for this
Yeah.
show. I'm like, yeah, I'll get you a Sprite. And then I was like, all right, well, let me go in. I'll hang up. I'll be at your house after I grab your Sprite, and we'll do the show.
And I'm like, yo, man, like, actually, that's a really cool, like, introduction to the show.
And I'm like, your Sprite?
Like, no, you idiot, the freaking car.
I thought you were talking about your. I was like, why would we introduce this show talking about your Sprite?
This Sprite right here,
I was
you
like,
know.
no, the accident, dude. So that's what happened. The kid was okay. It was a 17-year-old kid. It looked like he was fine, no scars, just a fucked up Jeep. He needs a new car.
Just a bad car, honestly.
Maybe start a GoFundMe for the kid. He can start with a bike, work his way up to a car.
Maybe. But definitely interesting, and I'm glad, you know, at least that kid was okay.
So we started the show with the Sprite. That's what we did today.
There we go. Next thing to really start the show, I guess, is we want to update our contest a little bit. What's going on? We've been running for about 3 weeks, so we appreciate everyone who's been, you know, having their entry in, who's been joining us. Little update. We started at 175 followers. And we're like, we need to push this number up, right?
That's not a lot.
So what do? We said we do this contest. What do we do?
Why
with
you
it?
talk like Brooklyn?
I love
So
it. What do we do
do?
with it?
What do we do?
And basically, we went from 175 to 226 followers, which is pretty dope. So
We got
gained
so many comments.
about
dude.
50 new followers and about 100 comments on that post. So
The comments
clap it
were
up.
amazing.
Clap it up for all of y'all. We're gonna give you a little clap.
Let's have a day today.
And
Let's have a day.
so thank you.
Today.
So we said, you know, it's a Halloween basket. Halloween right around the corner. Next show, doing a Halloween show. We'll get to that later.
We will.
But we want to announce this winner we got. So we're gonna do today, probably before Ryan leaves, and we leave this set. We're gonna pick the winner. Will be announced on Friday via the IG.
The IG. That's 102. That's not even 102 names. Like, there's more than 102 names we have to write down, right? Oh no, it would be 102.
No, it'd be 102
or maybe less.
because I did a bunch.
I'm getting worried about like the physical condition of my hand.
Okay.
Writing these names. I mean, we might have to resort to like an automated generator.
thing? Okay, maybe you still have to type
I
those
was getting
in.
worried. Like, we used to do those cursive handwriting books, and my hand used to be hurting. So
Who
I-
uses cursive? No one.
No, that is a good
Pointless
point.
skill.
Not to get sidetracked, but none of our kids our age know how to write cursive.
No, but you learn cursive. We learned cursive in middle school. The only thing that we even use cursive for is to sign your name, which no one even uses cursive. They just write their name and one
They just come
line
up
that's
with shit.
attached, and make their own little thing.
One thing I want to say on this is we really used to be like in 4th grade, and teacher would have like the lesson of the day,
That's
and
what
they'd
I
have it in
stress over.
cursive.
Yeah,
What 4th grader, what 10-year-old is going to read cursive lesson today?
and there's no point for it.
dumb,
So
dumb, cursive, dumb.
it's like P connected to
Dumb.
the A. Does not even make any sense. But we're gonna do that. IG. That's
Friday?
the point of that.
So
Friday.
wait, so when are they going to find out? After?
You're gonna find out on Friday when we announce it.
On Friday,
Because we're gonna
okay.
tag the winner.
Gotcha.
And then all the losers, you're not getting tagged. So if you don't get a tag on Friday, you're a loser.
Gotcha.
But you're a
Sounds
winner
good.
in a heart, so don't worry about it.
Sounds good.
First real topic of the day. we want to talk about a casino experience. You know, we like to gamble,
We do.
and
We like to gamble more than we should.
I don't, over here likes to gamble. I actually, real quick, I did one of my first sports books, DraftKings, this yesterday.
Oh,
on
you
Sunday.
made a bet.
I made a bet.
Well, don't tell me it was the freaking Eagles. Don't
It was
tell
the
me
Birds.
oh my
It was the Birds. I was at Xfinity the other day at Sunday watching the Birds game. I was like, yo,
God,
you know
dude.
what? I got to get in on the betting because all my
Yeah,
friends
get
are
in
in
on the
it.
betting, not the Eagles.
All my friends are in it, and I need to know the lingo. I need to be involved. So I'm like, you know what? I'm going to start learning whatever. I looked. The last bet I made on DK Sportsbook was from Tiger Woods, Phil Mickelson, the match,
Oh, the match.
first one. So it was like November of 2018. So
Jesus.
2 years ago.
So I'm guessing you lost.
I won, baby.
What'd you have? Like Eagles
I-
with points or something?
Yeah, it was Eagles plus 10,
There you go.
and they
Oh,
lost
so you
by.
took them pregame because that's
Yeah, I
what they
took
were.
them pregame plus 10, put $20 on it, came home with $38.
There you go. Now you got some money to spend on the bets
That's
of
what
the
I
week.
do. That's what I do.
Also, this weekend, me and Paul are heading to the Atlantic City Casino.
So that's where we're going with this.
That's where we're going with
This other type of gambling.
this other type of gambling. How's this going here?
Tries to put it to me as I take a sip, trying to get my voice. So thank you, pretty much.
Stop trying to make the Sprite more about this.
It
shit.
is.
It's not the Sprite
show.
show.
The Sprite is interesting. But yeah, it's Ryan's birthday coming up. So
Yeah.
happy birthday to Ryan. And we're gonna try to go to. I mean, we not try. We're going to AC.
We're gonna try to get there.
But we're gonna do some drinking, some gambling, just party it up because life's a party.
Party it up. You love that.
I do. Life's a party. Life's always a party. You get to say it, but I get to live it. You know what I mean? So if you want to be cool, we're just gonna talk
You
some
get to say it.
of
I
our-
get to live it.
of our experiences.
Dude, that's gotta be a shirt. You get to say it.
I get to live it. You know what I mean?
Let's stop fucking around here. That shit was funny. That was awesome.
But basically, like, we're gonna talk about some of our fun experiences, some like tips and tricks for you. If you go to the casino. So what's the first thing you got?
So obviously you have to understand the gambling element to the casino. That's why you're going. I know you're going to maybe club, which we'll get to later on.
True.
Drink, we'll get to later on. But you have to understand the gambling aspect.
It's the one main part of the casino. Kind of why.
And the thing is, a lot of things can be intimidating. So
sure,
it's like,
for
what
sure.
do you want to play? I know you and I both kind of fall in the same category in that we just play roulette the whole
It's
time.
simple roulette. That's the best.
All of our friends go play blackjack and craps, and me and Paul are just sitting there on the roulette button just playing
it's-
roulette.
No, I like playing with the actual roulette dealer, but
I like the
because
touch
of
screen.
because of the screens and the digital formats, you've kind of pushed that way.
No, but here's the thing: because the digital roulette tables or roulette sections or whatever
Yeah.
you want to call it,
Yeah.
their minimums are a lot lower. Like the tables, you'd have to have a minimum of like $25
10, 15,
per
20,
roll.
yeah, for sure.
So when you're playing on the touch screen, so this is good for like beginners if you go to the casino.
Okay, I like that. Beginners.
You can
for
bet
sure.
$1 on a number. You can put $2
Yeah.
on red or black.
Yeah.
You don't have to put a minimum of $20
every time.
every roll.
Every roll, yeah.
So
for
it's
sure.
a good way to just get your feet wet, get into the casino atmosphere.
And learn how to play. It's the simplest game, other than slots. But I don't even understand slots.
Slots, you will never understand them. Like
It's
if
like-
you looked into the rules, you'd never understand the payouts.
It's just that's why the machine gives you what you're supposed to get because you would never know what you're supposed to deserve. You would have no
Exactly.
clue what it's actually supposed to give you.
You'd be like, oh, I got 4 unicorns. That's got to be 100. That's got to be jackpot.
50 cents, bro. Here you go.
50 cents.
50 cents. Rolling the dice.
4 unicorns, 50 cents. You thought it was 100 grand.
But
What was
yeah.
I gonna say? Oh, I've never sat at a blackjack table.
Okay, I have.
Just because I feel like they're very intimidating. I'm a gambler and I like to dip my feet in different things, but
Yeah.
the blackjack table can be kind of intimidating because if you don't hit when you're supposed to hit, that deck of cards
You can
kind
screw
of
up the
impacts
whole-
the
yeah,
other
the whole
people's
people,
hands.
correct, yeah.
And I've heard tons of stories of when how they get mad about how someone hit when they weren't supposed to and they got into a fight and altercation. I don't want to.
No,
Even though it's
I
your
agree.
money and you're putting the money down to bet, you should be able to. do
That's
whatever
one
you
of
want.
those games where because it can affect other people.
That's why they say it's best to get a group of friends, get a table
That's
to
smart,
yourself to
that's
start.
smart.
So stuff like that. But any other games you like to play, Paul?
Like we said, roulette. I think roulette's great. I learned how to play blackjack. Our buddy Sean taught me how to play at Sugar House, actually. And we
You
were
don't know
just,
how to add the 21?
no, well, I didn't really know like the rule. Like, oh, okay, you do this and this, and then you could split them. And like he was just kind of explaining it to me. This was a couple of years ago, probably I think we all just turned 21, and it was just something I really didn't know how to play. But if you get taught once or twice, you kind of get it. But little story I'm thinking about too, our buddy Tom. So I think we went maybe like a year ago, and nobody really knew how to play craps. Like nobody knew yet.
I still don't know how to play.
I don't really know how to play. I've watched Tom play, but here's the story.
We're going to play this weekend.
So basically, we were out, and I think we were going back to the room, and it was like 3:30, and really nobody else was on the casino floor. And Tom was like, "I'm wide awake. Like this is a perfect opportunity."
3:30 a.m.
Yeah, for me to learn how to play craps. Like no one, the dealers are there. There's no one at the table. So what do? We both go up, and like the dealers are basically like they're bored, so they're like, "Okay, like we'll teach you how to play." Like you know what I mean?
That's awesome.
So it was kind of cool.
Did you win?
I was like after 15, 20 minutes, I was like, I don't really care. I talked to Tom that day, the next day when we woke up, I was like, yo, how late were you there? Like we got there like 3 o'clock. He's like, oh, I left the table at 6. I was like, you were playing by yourself. What do you mean?
That's the thing. It's also like you have to manage your money. So
Agreed.
a casino trip can be, you can bring $200 and be out in 30 minutes.
Agree, yeah, depending on how you manage it, right?
So you have to manage those funds because if you go down, hey, let's go down, like we're doing this weekend, we're getting a room. You get to the casino, you got your $200, you go down, play roulette, next thing you know,
Boom, you're done.
it's
30 minutes.
6:30, you check in at 6 and you're done $200. Now
Yeah.
what are you gonna do for the rest of the day? So that's a good idea. Go to those roulette touch pads over there and just play like minimal rounds and see where you go from there. But play penny slots. Pay penny slots.
Yeah, pennies.
Just make sure you manage your money because a good time can go 0 or 100 to 0 real quick.
That's a good idea. Like, I was always told too, my mom always said, like, if you go down to the casino, have a plan on how much you're willing to spend. Like, maybe bring some extra money, but, like, don't make sure, hey, I only want to spend $200 tonight. Like, bring $200, have some extra cash in the room. Like, you know what I mean? Because if not, you're going to get screwed. Like, you're going to go through.
If you have 500 in your wallet and you're like, I only bet 100, you're going to lose
go through 500.
Also, take your money and run once you get up.
That's true. That's hard. It's a lot easier said than done, though.
My brother went last weekend, literally, to the casino. He just turned 21. And he texted in the group chat,
Casino got him.
beginner's luck, I'm up 700, blah, blah, blah.
Damn.
Next thing you know, he was up 250. Mom was
Okay.
like, what happened to the 700? He's like, I did 3 spins on roulette. Like, take it and run. You had your beginner's luck. That's what people don't understand.
Yeah, for sure.
You're not going to be a millionaire one night playing casinos. Take your money, run.
House always wins.
House always wins. You get to say it, I get to live it. You know what I'm saying?
I like it. That's a good shirt. New shirt.
The drinking situation.
Yeah, so you're going down to the casino. You clearly want to drink. Something with you. So we're talking about carpooling is one of the first things that you want to say. Like, carpool, go down with your friends. One of the things that you love to do, you carpool. If you're driving, right? We're stopping at the liquor store before we leave.
Oh, yeah. I know.
And what are we
I know where you're
grabbing?
going
We're
with
grabbing one bottle of liquor. Well, we might have other stuff in the car already, but you have to get this bottle of liquor on the way to the casino.
We got 100 bottles. Ciroc, boy.
We
gotta get Ciroc.
Every time I've been with you and we go to AC, we need a bottle of Ciroc.
It's the best looking bottle. It's high class.
It's an expensive bottle.
It's what you gotta do. I mean, we're not acting like AC's like this luxurious
exactly.
place.
It's like we got the prime beaches and the great shopping over there.
We got to get the bottle of Ciroc though. You gotta do it.
I think that's a good way to like live it up. Like you're not hopefully, I mean, if Ciroc's your thing, Ciroc's your thing. But go ahead. Really not our thing.
It's really not. The only times I drink Ciroc is when I go to AC for whatever
that's
reason.
so funny.
But get your bottle of liquor.
Yeah.
Get some beer. Not a lot. Not too much. But then you'll check in probably around 4, 6, like I said earlier. Then drink in your room, like pregame in your room.
A lot of
bring
people do that, yeah.
Bring a speaker, and then you can go down and gamble and stuff like that. Saves money.
Yeah, pregame in your room, get the drinks in, so you're not spending so much money at the bar. People always say, hey, like hang around the slots. You'll get a girl come over, they'll give you a free drink or two. It's
No.
like it's not worth it. That drink
It's one per 45
It's
minutes.
literally not worth it because I just spent $100 because I was sitting in a spot waiting for the girl to come back and get me a drink where if that girl wasn't in mind and that drink, I wasn't waiting for that drink, I would have left the table. Like,
Right.
It's not worth it.
Do you want to tell your story about how we were pre-gaming in the AC room? Maybe it was Bailey's or something, and you invited that group in?
Yeah, that was the last time we were there. The last time I was there.
Paul
So-
just invited strangers into our room to pre-game.
What's crazy is this story and situation, it really doesn't feel that long ago to me. It was in January, but it was like most of our life since March has kind of been pretty low key.
Yeah.
So January was for Ryan's girlfriend Gab, was for her birthday, and we ended up going to AC or whatever. And I'm a friendly guy. If you know me, I'm a friendly guy. Literally, we were at the bowling alley like 2 weeks ago. I see a guy just chilling with his girlfriend, or fiance actually. And you know why I know that? Because I invited them over for a shot, and I said, "Hey, come on, like whatever." And COVID season's probably not the best thing, but they were nice. They were nice. You know what I mean? They were nice.
Paul.
But we're down in AC, and I think we're playing music pretty loud. Like we're drinking. The
Oh, it was
Ciroc.
loud. It was loud.
We're drinking
Drinking
the
the
Ciroc,
Ciroc.
and
100
somebody
bottles,
like
Ciroc
knocks
boy.
on our door, and they're like, "What? Like this doesn't make any sense. Like who's knocking on our door? It's maybe like 7 o'clock." And I was like, "Okay, like let me." So I peeked through the little peep hole. And I think there was like 3 or 4 people or whatever, and a little older than us, probably like in late 20s, maybe early 30s. And we opened the door, and they're like, "Yo, what are you drinking in there?" And they were
Paul's like, come on down, take a shot of Ciroc.
"Yeah, they're like, what are you drinking?" I'm like, "What? You want to come in? Like, have some fun?"
I remember now, they had a bottle of Hennessy.
They did. Hennessy, yeah.
They're like, come on, take some Hennessy. I'm like, I ain't graduated yet.
So it was that kind of thing where it was like, okay, you know what I mean? They were just messing with us. They heard the music. I think they were leaving to go down to the casino floor. But it was somewhere like, yo, like, come on, bring some stuff
They
in.
asked me if I wanted a shot of Hennessy. I said, no. I said you get to live it.
I get to say you get to live it. You know what I mean? Not for me.
But no, basically, once you want to tailgate in your room, you want to have an agenda on what you're going to do for the night.
Yeah, that's a great time to kind of figure out the plans for the night.
I know it's tough nowadays with the COVID. There's not a lot of shows going on.
Yeah, the COVID.
The COVID.
Yeah, Rona. You know, Miss Rona.
But shows are a good thing to see. I love going down to AC, go see a comedy show, a magic
for
show.
sure.
It takes like an hour and a half of your night. It's a good
No,
outing.
if you're into that kind of stuff, for sure. I saw
Like Jersey Boys or something?
I think my mom saw Jersey Boys down there. I saw Jeff Dunham, the ventriloquist,
Oh yeah.
down in AC. One of the best nights I had down there. Phenomenal guy. But there's little smaller comedy shows as well, which are like newer upcomers. You get maybe like 3 for the hour.
Not talk about Atlantic City, but Howie Mandel has that comedy club in Atlantic City.
Yeah, there you go.
So go down there pregame,
Plan your night.
see a
Yeah, figure it
show,
out.
go get dinner, and then you can go to your nightlife, your clubs. We went to what? Dare?
There's Dare, I think on the Hard Rock.
That was in Hard Rock.
There's obviously the Pool by Harris, which
Pool
I know
after dark.
some of my friends aren't the biggest fan of.
You love that place.
I'm a fan of it. I like the atmosphere. I think it's super dope. It's really
DJ
big.
Pauly D.
It's like super big and like wide, so it's pretty cool. And it's like in the open because it's all glassed in. I don't even know how to explain it, but the pool's like in the middle.
I feel like
of the
every
casino
time I
floor.
was there, I don't really remember, so it's hard for me to
there you
describe.
go. There you go.
You get to say it, I get to live it. you know
Yeah,
what
for
I'm
sure.
saying?
Yeah, it's gonna stick around for a little bit.
So to wrap up this segment, we're just gonna touch on a couple good stories we have about.
Okay,
Atlantic
yeah, for
City.
sure.
I know we all have stories. Like everyone has their Vegas story. I mean, these aren't that dramatic. Where we have a Vegas story.
I haven't been to Vegas yet. Have you?
No, I would not be sitting here if I went to Vegas.
So definitely something we want to do, but do you want to go first?
Yeah, I'll go first. So
Okay,
it's just
what's
a quick story. So it's like 3. So we stayed at Bailey's, I think maybe, and in the casinos there's tons of rooms. I mean, there's how many floors do you think there are? Like,
A lot.
Like 80? You think it's up to 80
I
or
don't
100?
know. Maybe.
All right, we'll go with 80's room. I
Oh,
mean,
no,
80,
that was,
80 floors.
Are you okay? We'll continue.
Oh, was it a different one?
I think it's a different casino we're talking about.
It might be.
It's the one all the way at the end. It's the newer
Borgata.
one. Borgata.
That's what it was.
Yeah.
So it's like 80 floors.
that has a really tall.
It's literally 3:30 in the morning. Now our room, I want to say, is on like floor 70
Yeah, it's towards the top.
out of 80. So it's 3:30 in the morning. We're getting on the elevator. I'm freaking broke. I am shit faced.
There you go.
I mean, this is like I'm winding down. Everyone's like, let's go to bed.
Yeah, we're done. It's kind of
Everyone,
it's 3:30.
it's done. We gambled enough. We partied enough. We're going to bed. So we get into the first elevator and go up, and we'll go up to our room.
And it's a speed elevator.
Oh,
that's
this
the
thing flies.
That's why. So he's gonna get to the point like there's multiple elevators that go like maybe have 25 floors apiece. So it's the idea that, you know, if I'm on 70 and you're on 6, I don't have to wait for you. That's
Right.
not the point.
But before we went to the first elevator, my buddy Dean's like, "Hey, anybody want to go play a little bit of some roulette real quick? We'll play
Yeah.
real quick." I'm like, "No, you're not gonna pull me into this with you. I'm not playing roulette. Let's get in an elevator." So I'm like fighting my conscience because I'm always down for a good time.
Yeah,
I'm
for
like,
sure.
"Yes, man. If you say something, I'm down. I'm gonna be there."
Okay.
So I get in the elevator. So I'm like, "This is it." I said no. Ryan finally said no to going out and doing something
for you,
extra.
good for you. Yep.
I made it. I'm not gonna lose any more money tonight.
No.
Next thing I know, an elevator opens and we're on like the 40th floor out of 80. And we have to get into another elevator, like you said, to go up.
Yeah.
My buddy Dean goes, "Come on, Ryan, come on, dude, you can do it." I was like, so what I do, I went with him to the roulette table.
There you go.
I sit down. This is the end of the story. I sit down. I open my wallet. All I have is a $100 bill. I'm like, damn, I really don't want to put $100.
You don't want to break
in
this
here.
$100.
I don't want to put $100 in here. So I'm like, "Dean, you have change for 100. He's like, "No, man." And I'm like looking around. It's like 4 a.m. No one's around. I'm like, fuck it. So I put it all, lose all 100. Now I yell at Dean all the time. Like, "It's your fault. You owe me $100. You're the reason I lost $100. Didn't talk to him for a week. He's coming this weekend. I told him the number one rule is he has to have change for a $100 bill on him at all times.
There you go. I like that.
So that's the story. I lost $100 because of Dean. That's your fault. If you see him out there, tell him he owes me $100.
You see him out there on the street,
Let him
yellow. But yeah, just goes to show you.
So moral of the story: always have change for a $100 bill.
Yeah. Or if you make a good decision, if you make that good decision, some of those things you can't get asked twice. Because if you get asked twice, you're going down that rabbit
I
hole.
thought I accomplished it by getting into the elevator. Then I didn't have just have change for a $400 bill.
There you go.
But what's your story?
My little story.
Hopefully you didn't lose money.
No, I didn't.
Hopefully Dean's not in this story.
No, Dean's
Okay,
not.
good.
No, Dean's not.
Then you saved money.
Okay. I don't know exactly what time this was. It might have been for Sean's birthday. What do you think it was? Because if this story was for his birthday, it makes the story worse.
Yeah. I
Okay,
think it was
so
for,
I think it was for Sean's birthday, which means one of the first times we were all down there. And so it's just, I think in December or January, a couple of years ago. And the basics of the story was I think we were at Bailey's, or we were at the very end of the strip.
Wild West we were at.
No. Oh, I think we actually stayed at the Borgata. We were down at the end of the strip while we went to Wild Wild West and to Bailey's. So we're a little far away. We took an Uber to get there. We've been hopping the casinos and the bars all night, going back and forth, back and forth. Well, at the end of the night, somebody was like, "Oh, like we're leaving or whatever." I was like, "Oh yeah, I already called the Uber." So there was no communication in this group of friends that people were leaving. Like everyone was leaving. So I see people leaving. I'm like, I'm seeing my friends just like leave. I'm like, nobody told me anything. I'm sitting, I think, at the roulette table, one of those
Touch
digital ones. Yeah, right at the front, like by the escalator. So I see my friends up the escalator. Where the hell's everyone going? I'm like, okay, like if they're leaving, like I'm running. Like so I ran after them. And then I'm like squeezing in I finally get like up to the Uber. They're getting in the Uber. They see me. They're like, "Paul, what the hell are you doing here?"
We didn't have room for you.
I was like, "I'm getting in the Uber." Like, what are you talking about? They're like, "Oh." I'm like, "So you were leaving me? Is that the thing?"
Then the driver is like, "I don't have enough seats for all
Yeah.
you. Like, when do you have to get out?"
And I'm like, "No, wait. So this isn't." Hold on, I'm getting like confused on the story then. We're getting in. I think eventually he took us back or whatever. But the idea was that we left Sean at the casino by himself.
We did.
And what happened was y'all were trying to sneak out to leave to make sure that you had enough for the one Uber. You left me and Sean so that we'd have each other. But because I didn't know what was going on, I followed y'all, left Sean alone, and then when we're driving back to the Borgata, we're all like, Sean's there by himself.
I don't want to say any names, but I do want to say that this was probably the first ever Uber draft. We had a draft where there was 2 captains.
It's fucked up.
And they
Honestly.
selected each like a snake NFL fantasy football draft, picked who was coming home in the
It's so
Uber.
screwed up. So screwed up.
Sean was the last pick. We left him at the craps table. I don't even know how he got home or if he did
He got back because I think everyone, by the time we got back to the Borgata, everyone was like, "Oh, Sean's by himself." So like we ended up waiting. Sean came back. Everything was fine.
The Uber draft.
But that
The birth of the
if you
Uber
gotta pick-
draft.
If you gotta pick your friends and you realize that you're left behind, you gotta find some new friends or create better relationships. Because
So this is if you have a party, you're out at a party and you don't know how to get home or you want to get home, But trying to figure out who's going, have an Uber draft.
There you go.
I mean, that's a new thing. You have a draft where you pick people who get to come into Uber, ones who won't throw up or whatnot, and there you go, the Uber draft.
Whoever's closest, honestly, whatever the hell you want to do.
But that's our AC segment. We will definitely talk about what happens this weekend. So
If we
Stay
remember.
tuned.
If we remember.
if we remember, I mean, you just say it, I live it. So
You say it, I live it. I love that. All right, next thing.
all right, so let's jump into our second segment. It's gonna be called a segment called. It's gonna be a segment called Mask On or Mask Off.
You know, it's Rona season, as we said, right? Miss
Yeah.
Rona's been around for a while.
It's the COVID. That's what it is. It's the COVID.
Yeah.
So Mask On, Mask Off is the segment. That's what it's called.
Thanks for explaining that, Ryan.
Paul
You wanna tell us about it a
I'll
little
tell
bit?
about it. So Paul and I found this article that we're going to break down that pretty much talks about what is a turn on for men and what is a turn off. So we will go down the list that the article stated, and if we feel as if it is a turn off for a girl to do X,
We're gonna put the masks
the
on.
mask is going to go on if we think it's a turn off. So if you're listening on the radio, you hear that I clearly have a mask on. Okay. So it's like we're blocking out whatever that is, or the cooties, or it's just a turn off for guys.
Okay.
If we if we feel as if it is a turn on, we'll take the mask off, and you'll hear us talk like this.
Okay.
And then we'll obviously discuss each one, why it's a turn on, why it's a turn off. So the first one is Paul.
Okay, wait, just a little clarity. I think you explained it great. I think you did a great job
I appreciate it so much, Paul.
with your mask on. Hopefully we don't get a little bit too confused here. If it is a turn off, we're putting the mask on
The COVID is here.
Okay,
Everyone,
well, 'cause-
please put your mask
because
on.
we're blocking the Rona. First one, long fingernails. You like a girl with long fingernails? Whew.
Mask on, long fingernails. Don't like it. Turn off.
Okay, I don't know what you're like adding an accent to it, but you're screaming.
I don't like
Turn
long
off.
fingernails.
Okay,
I don't even like girls who have fake fingernails.
really?
Like, it's one of my pet peeves is that girls that have fake fingernails.
Such a funny image. Because you're
a
not
girl
putting
has-
it on, you're like holding it.
Because I forgot I have my headphones on. Okay, so if girls have fake fingernails, it's a complete turnoff. I mean, it's just gross for me because they can just take off those. Like, they can literally take their fingernails off at any time and throw it at you.
I think the look of it, like I don't mind. I don't mind the actual look of it and girls having it, but definitely if you see them like take them off and stuff, I feel you could definitely get a little cringy.
I mean, I remember I used to go to class in high school, and I would see like fingernails on the ground.
Okay, that's gross. Yeah.
So,
if
like,
people are
fake
picking their
fingernails,
nails
if they're really long, turn off.
or
I don't
chewing
like
their
them.
nails, but specifically long fingernails. I mean, if they're just there and a girl has fingernails, I mean, hopefully, it's just finger. Hopefully, if the girl has fingernails, I think that's fine. But all right, so
It's hard to breathe in there.
yeah.
So yours is a turn on for long fingernails?
Yeah, I mean, it's not. I don't know if it's a turn on. Like, I don't really get like
Whoa,
turned
ladies with
on.
long fingernails out there.
If girls walking down the street, it's like, whoo. But I don't mind it.
Fake fingernails. Pet peeve of mine. Can't.
Number 2, moving on.
Number 2. This is you or me?
You, bro.
Okay, so if she's nagging or she talks too much.
Mask on, baby.
I mean, I don't mind it. It's not a turnoff for me. Just because the more she talks, the more I can backfire at her.
Okay.
The more material she gives me. Like, honey, why are you doing this? Why are you doing that? And I could
No,
backfire.
I don't need no one nagging in my life. You can complain, we can have an issue, but if you're constantly nagging about the world around you, things that bother you, like, yeah, you got to look on the brighter side of life and just like stop bitching all the time. Honestly,
Well,
if
that's
you're one
what
of
I'm
those
here
people.
for. If you want to release your anger, preach to me. I'm willing to listen.
Oh no, for sure, for
Whoa,
sure.
Paul,
Not all the
switching
time.
teams.
No, I'm not switching sides, but I'm saying this idea, like, okay, yeah, if you have a bad day, you got a bad day. But if you have 365 bad days, maybe you're the bad person. Like,
Maybe you're the
fix
bad
your
guy.
shit. We don't need that in life. I don't need that negativity.
Well, would you rather a girl talk too much or not talk at all? That's the thing. Like, I'm on the fence where I'd rather her talk too much than not talk at all.
Nah, I don't really care. I don't.
I don't really care.
Nah. No talking too much. I mean, I talk a lot, but not talking too much.
Third one.
Being handy with tools.
Oh, Paul's taking the mask off.
Well, hold on. I'm thinking.
I'm mask off. I'm turn on.
You like a girl being handy with tools?
I'm not like that's her like number one priority, but if she can hit a freaking couple nails here and there with a hammer,
Yeah.
I'm down.
I think you're only maybe like a girl, like short shorts.
Or like Demolition
outside.
Day, or like HGTV. She's got the glasses, hair up.
Okay, I like that. If
She's
she- if
Demolition
she
Day.
can- yeah.
She's swinging the freaking axe.
She's Demolition Day. If she can, yeah, she can get a little dirty with it, you know.
But she can't be like manly enough where she could beat me up like big
I
muscular.
think it's a little difference than being handy with tools or being like a buff, jacked woman is a little different. But if you know some tools, if you know how to use a screwdriver, like if you can hang a nice picture frame on the wall, go with me.
If you can fix the fucking toilet and I don't have to get up and do it,
Go with me. Go with me.
Mask off. But then men take offense to that though. Like people think that's a turnoff.
That's their problem, honestly.
Where-
If you have a problem with your girl being able to fix something, then fix yourself, because that's not an issue. Like that's a good thing that you don't have to do it all the time.
I feel like do you feel like that stereotype's going away where men like their toolbox? I feel like that was like a generational thing.
I think it's because of technology. I feel like a lot of people, due to the fact of technology, we don't know as much of that like hands crafty work.
That was like the home improvement era.
Yeah,
that's
for
like
sure.
the handy guy. Like
All those,
men
yeah.
cared about the toolbox, and they'd feel offended if their wife came home. They came home and their wife was fixing, I don't know, the fan. They'd be like,
No.
"What are you doing? That's my job."
Dude,
I'm the hand."
half of our friend group can't hang a picture frame.
Oh,
We're talking
I-
about that.
I can't.
You can't?
I
I know.
mean, I can hang a picture frame.
No, but like, there's a few things that like I can do. Like, can you cut wood? Like, have you ever cut wood before?
Give me an axe. I'll figure it out.
No, not like a log wood. I mean like a piece of 2x4. Do you know what 2x4 is?
It's a fucking log. I don't know.
What? Okay, we're getting past this.
Wood?
Yeah, like a 2x4, like a
Yeah, 2 inches
like a
by
piece of
4
wood.
inches.
Yeah, there you go. Okay.
Oh my God.
Okay.
Let's go to the next one. I'm having enough of this
A
one.
lot of our friends don't know how to do that though.
Number 4.
Doing yoga.
Doing yoga.
Why would that ever be a bad thing? Why would that ever be a bad thing? I don't even know why it's on the list.
Doing yoga.
Girls flexing and stretching and being flexible. Like, why
know
would
what?
that
I'm
ever
against
be a
that.
bad thing?
I'm against that.
Why?
It's a turn off if they do yoga.
Why?
Because then they get sweaty.
Okay.
Nah, I don't know. That's a turn off if they do yoga.
Yeah, you
They're
guys-
flexible.
Yeah, okay.
Kid show.
Whoa, hey, kid show. Hey.
show.
You know what's so great about that?
Kid
So
show.
I was at the little quick tangent. I was at the bar the other day, and I was talking to some of our friends about the show. Like, they brought it up to me. So super dope. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening. You know who you are. And
I will find you.
I said something like we weren't talking about the show, and I said something that was a little inappropriate. Both people at the same time went, "Oh, kid show, kid show." I said, "No way!" Like, that's so funny.
I mean, I don't think we didn't freaking discover that.
No, but the
people
way
say that.
the way it's like kid show, kid show. I've never heard that before you said it.
Kid show. Hey,
But kid show. Next one.
doing yoga. Turn on.
Yeah, turn on.
Guys love it.
Yeah, I guess. Number 5, being demanding or bitchy, like wanting control. What do you mean as in wanting control?
I guess like calling the shots. I'm gonna go like this.
Having the pants in the relationship?
I'm going mask on. You can't hear me. Yeah. So like I like to call the shots of this relationship.
Can you just try to talk normal, please?
I like to say where we're gonna eat dinner, and I
Okay.
like driving, being the guy who drives everywhere.
Okay.
I don't let her drive anywhere.
Okay, that's really interesting.
So I guess it's a turn off if she's like wanting control all the time.
Can you just try? No, I can see that though. I mean, that idea of
I
like,
mean, guys like girls that are bitchy, but
well, I think
I can deal with it.
I think this is a little different. I feel like the idea of like demanding or bitchy, but also like, if a girl wants to drive or like can choose her food, I don't think it's a bitchy quality. It's like, oh, she wants to drive, or like, oh, like whatever. I mean, I know some people like that for sure. But I don't think it's a turn off. I mean, if a girl knows what she wants and knows how to get it, and is also self-sufficient or can do her own thing, like, that's a turn off for me. It's like, be your own person.
Paul's trying to get some for local girls.
No. But also wanting control. I mean, kid show. But
I mean, I don't mean I want control in a mean way. Like, I'm not going to not let her pick where we're going to eat or let her drive anywhere. I just like to be in control of things.
Okay.
I like to plan, like, I don't know. I feel like I can do a good job planning what we're going to do for, like, honey or not honey.
Yeah.
I don't want to say honey. But we're
like
going
a
to
date
go
or
see
for
the
something.
show. I'll drive us there. I guess we'll go.
Okay, cool.
I feel like I have I'm pretty good at picking shit. Like, I'm good at picking movies to watch. I'm good at picking places to eat.
The things that you like. I'm good at doing the things that I like to do, you know? But yeah, I'd turn off
We're going to McDonald's tonight. You better like it.
Turn on for me, I think girl who knows what she wants. It's pretty cool, so. Number 6, what do we got?
Wearing too much perfume or makeup.
TikTok makeup. What is TikTok makeup? You on
Oh, wait, so I'm all for the girl wearing makeup if that's what you want to do. That's fine. What else was it? Wearing too much perfume. That's fine.
That's a turn off.
Like it's what you gotta do. Like whatever she wants to do, I'm fine with. Whatever girls want to do, that's the thing. But the only thing I want to say with the mask.
My mask is on. You getting your mask on? There
So
you
if
go.
I had to put my mask on for one point of this talking point, is that I saw a TikTok where a girl put makeup on, right?
Yeah, I mean, was that the point of the TikTok though?
So she put makeup on, yes, and she transformed herself. Like I want to say she was like
You didn't recognize
Like a 3
the
out
two
of 10?
people. There you go.
and escalated to a 9 out of 10. And I understand attractiveness isn't what it's all about.
Yeah.
But it's a key component in getting girls, like, or getting a girlfriend or meeting a girl. If you transform yourself from a 3 to a 10 with makeup, and I wake up the next
It's
day
like
and
almost
you don't,
catfishing
you don't,
someone, yeah.
Like, not to be
Well, you
mean.
go-
I don't
no.
want to be mean about it, but
No, I
it's
don't
like
think you're mean. But it's that idea of like it's almost like falsely advertising to an extent. I think you can take the idea of like makeup. I think majority of girls, especially the girls that we know, just use it to enhance themselves a little bit, and like it looks nice. And if they want to wear it, like go them. Like there's nothing wrong with that.
But there's extremes.
But
Like,
yeah,
there's, like-
but on your standpoint, you're saying going to an extreme. And I've seen like TikToks like that where it's definitely turn off. I don't, girls, you don't need that much. Like, but I mean, girls like to wear it, for them too. So it depends. Like,
But it's deceiving to the guy. So if a guy goes out and sees this girl
agreed.
and she has like so much makeup where she doesn't even look the same when she's like totally different person.
I think that's a different scenario. Yeah, and
That's a
where
turn off for guys
That's where
because
I say,
guys get insecure about meeting girls out because they truly don't know what they actually look like.
I agree. No, I agree.
So that can be a turn off for guys.
Turn off. Two
But I'm
turn
not trying to
offs.
be like,
You're not. You're not
mean.
being rude. I know you're trying to reel it in and defend yourself. You're not. I think you're fine. Next
oh
one.
yeah.
Discussing ex-boyfriends / previous relationships. Yeah, leave that shit at home. Turn mask on.
Mask on.
If you're doing that, honestly,
Turn off.
like, go back. Like, don't worry about it.
Yeah,
Like, it's
go
not-
back to him. If you want to talk about him, go back to him.
I think there's times in a relationship where you can talk about it, but they're very specific and they're like a mutual understanding between the two people in the current relationship. But if it's just being brought up, like, recent conversation, I was at a party and there was people I didn't really know, and this guy was like, we were playing like beer pong, we were playing something, flip cup maybe with this guy, and he comes, he's like, oh yeah, my girlfriend, she's crying, and I was like, don't know these people. And I'm like, what do you mean? Like, why is she crying? And he goes, oh, well, she's crying because her ex-boyfriend just got a new girlfriend. I was like, you don't see any red flags here.
So his girlfriend was crying that
Her ex-boyfriend got a new girlfriend.
Dude, that's
so
it.
She was crying because her ex is now off the market.
Wow.
If that's not a red flag in your face, you are blind, young man.
That
You
guy
are
was just
blind. So, yeah, you don't need to do that. But if I think that's a warning, saying discussing your ex-boyfriend
Leave
or your
that bitch.
previous relationship, that's a flag. So, Matt, 2 masks off.
Yeah,
Or 2 masks on.
Two masks on. We're blocking out.
Blocking out the haters.
Turn off. Blocking out the haters. Poor guy. I hope he's not with.
Yeah,
us.
I know. I feel like that's also too, like, you feel bad for that guy. Hopefully,
He wakes
learns
up.
learns from his mistakes.
Wakes up and smells the coffee. I don't know why I yelled that. Is it my turn?
Yeah, your turn.
Here we go. Baby talk and calling him pet names in public.
I'm cool with it. We got 1 mask on for
Turn
Ryan.
off.
Ryan's not. You're not a fan of the PDA.
No, if I'm walking around in Target and she goes, "Come here, Ryan, you gonna see this nice
Okay,
little
I
sweatshirt
think-
you want to buy and put it on? You look so cute in that little sweatshirt." I would drop kick her right there.
Yeah. drop kicker and target. Not my shit. I think it
How do you
depends
have
on the
your mask
scenario.
off for that?
I think
Is that a turn on that girls go, hey, Paulie,
I think
you look so cute.
I think it depends on the
button-down
scenario.
shirt.
I think
You
it
look
depends
so
on the scenario.
nice.
Scenario all day long.
What do you mean scenario?
I think people you can have public displays of affection and cuteness with
baby talk
your
and
significant
calling him
other.
pet names, not
In public, yeah, it's like, hey babe, like what are you doing? Like,
no
hey,
baby talk.
hey babe, no, okay,
Like what I just did.
You're specific.
Hey, Paulie, you look so cute. You
Okay,
little
that's
chicken fingers
no.
and
What?
fries.
I think you're literally just blowing it out
Baby
of.
talk. Is that not baby talk?
It is. Have you seen that? I think we talked about the TikTok on the
Gucci
show.
goo. Hey, look at Gucci goo. Come here,
I
Gucci
think-
goo. I want to give
Okay,
you a hug
that's-
at the movie.
that's annoying.
That's baby talk, and that's calling him pet names in public.
Okay, PDA in public, no.
Just
This-
saying, hey, babe. That's not pet talk or baby talk.
No, but I'm saying like different displays of affection. But if you're literally going, I don't want to reenact your baby talk. Honestly, it's very annoying. You're not good at it at all. I don't need that. I don't need to try to reenact that. But yeah, I mean, I guess that would be a turn off. But like normal like PDA, I think is fine.
All right, well, that kind of is our last one. Is being too handsy in public.
Handsy? I don't know. You get a little ass grab every once in a while. Not a bad day at the spa.
At
you
the
know?
office. At the office. I'm going mask on. I think it's a turn on.
I think it's fine. I think it's kind of cool. Like if you're just walking around, like you're maybe with some friends, you're doing a fun activity, and you just like mess around. Like I don't think it's an issue.
I just don't want to be that couple that's kind of makes things uncomfortable for everybody else. Like you see those couples in high school where they're making out in the middle of the hallway.
I think that's different too.
I mean, maybe you could squeeze a butt here and there.
Yeah, a little cheek.
I mean, that's
cheek
fine.
grabbing every once in a while.
I mean, kiss on the cheek, like, but don't just make out in the middle of Target.
I don't think people really do that.
Yeah, they do.
I think that's a very small percentage of people.
I've seen people put their hands down their pants.
I think that's okay. That's an issue. We should call the cops.
I've seen couples put their hands down each other's pants.
Let's call the cops over here. But a little handsy.
Hey,
not
I
bad.
say it, they live it. You know what I'm saying?
But yeah, I mean, I think that's done. Get these masks out of here. And last thing we want to talk about is the movie of the week. We brought it back. Get a little Halloween
Bring it back,
spooky
bring it back, bring it
spooky
back.
spirit. This one was about a murder. I honestly am not a huge fan of these. I can see where they're appealing to people.
Mask on the murder. Mask on the murder. Murders are turnoffs.
Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of this genre. I can definitely see where people like it though.
Oh, people love this.
People,
this
yeah, you have killing and serial killers do people. Dexter's actually coming back. Did you ever watch Dexter?
Oh, dude, everyone I know watches it and they're all obsessed with it.
People
I've
are
seen a
big
couple
fans of
episodes.
that, and that's coming back. But the movie we asked you to watch, right? Documentary on Netflix called American Murder: Family Next Door. Quick little synopsis of it, basically saying in 2018, 38-year-old Shannon Watts and her two youngest daughters disappeared in Colorado. With the heartbreaking details emerging, the family's story made headlines around the world. I feel like I remembered this a little bit.
The thing I want to say
the
is
news.
that I was watching it and my mom's like, "What are you watching?" I was like, "Turn this off." She's like, it's so bad what he did to those things." Like, and my mom doesn't watch Netflix and stuff like
Yeah,
that, so
so
she must have seen it on the news.
Yeah.
So apparently this must have been like a huge thing that I had no idea happened.
That's what I was realizing as I was watching, especially when you get to the end of the movie. Spoilers if you haven't watched it, but we told you to watch it. So, but as you get to the end of the documentary, it really shows you all the news like clips and stuff, and you get to see all these different clips from across the country and how big of a news story this kind of was. And I remember it a little bit, but for something that's actually pretty small, it is an interesting story. But
Yeah, it's not really that unique.
It's not. I don't think it's like that big. And what I want to talk about is like kind of the reasons why I believe it to be unique. But I mean, that's interesting. I mean, it's pretty recent. It's only 2018. It's like November of 2018.
Yeah,
so
well,
it's
my
like 2
mom was
years
like,
ago.
"Why are you watching this? It's so bad." I was like, "You know about this?" I was like, "Usually stuff I see on Netflix, like not a lot of people know about it." But what were you saying about why you think it's unique?
So the story in general, I don't think is unique. Like it's a husband who killed his wife and two daughters. Like to that, I think there's been so many stories and so many times
it's gotta
where
happen all the
a
time.
husband has killed their wife. Like that is not out of the ordinary. Yes, this is awful, but it's not out of the ordinary. And he killed his two daughters. What's interesting about the fact is how public it became due to the fact of how active she was on social media. I think
It
because
was a weird act. Like she was very
active.
Like her whole life was on Facebook prior to this.
like her entire life with her wedding and her children growing up was like captured immaculately. It is insane how much she was paying attention to her kid, and I think a lot of people are like that. Maybe
Really?
not posting everything to Facebook.
I mean, it was everything.
But having a full almost documentary like of herself and her life of her kids on their phone is, I feel, almost every new parent in this new world of like technology, social media, that kind of thing.
I guess it was like, you know how we have like our VCRs of where we have like, here's just a video of us eating dinner.
Yeah.
Ryan's eating his Fruit Loops.
Yeah.
But they like post that and do
She had
Facebook Live.
everything,
It's just clearly
dude.
they're just eating dinner.
Dude,
and it's just
she-
on Facebook.
That's where I was like, okay, like she was doing almost diary entry level videos. Like POV videos, and she was doing videos of like her and her selfie cam and explaining like her and her husband's almost relationship almost.
Yeah.
And I was like, this is weird. Like, and everything was on Facebook. And that's what I think is so interesting, and why it got picked up and why it blew up into this large story, was that you could really go back and watch everything that it's like, okay, like the husband doesn't seem weird, like at all. He doesn't seem like he would do this. He seemed like he loved his two daughters. Everything that was captured in the public eye, which just goes to show you, like, there's a lot going on under the surface.
You're right. This would never be a big thing if she never had those videos.
No, absolutely.
And the thing is, probably since she was putting these videos out, her followers or her friends would feel some kind of connection to her where they actually gave a shit
Yeah.
more about this scenario,
Yeah.
more than what it happens all the other times. But people care more about it this time because they're just so connected with her life already through Facebook.
So in the idea of the story, they used, everything was done by police cam. I thought the police cam was great. I thought it was really cool to see that.
It was a whole documentary.
Most of it was like police cam, was the security cams of like Ring doorbells, and the security cam of him when he was doing the what's that called? When they were doing the lie detector test.
Yeah, I want to say something.
Yeah.
So the whole cams are like they had the body cams of the cops. Then they had like the neighbor had his outside.
His like Ring doorbell.
That's
cam.
when I knew something was weird because I was going into it not really knowing the story.
Yeah, I didn't know anything about it.
So the neighbor had the camera where he can see the corner of his driveway.
Yeah.
And I thought it was weird because you could see her, what's her name, Shanann Watts, get dropped off in the morning, but you never see her leave, or you never see like an intruder come in. So you knew like whoever was in that house, the family, it went down.
Yeah.
There was no other person. There was no other element. The people who died, and it was just whoever was in that house. And
Yeah.
you knew because of the cameras that no other people were there.
So there was the two Ring doorbells. The one was their own home. Is that when she came home at 2:00 in the morning?
Right.
And the other was like the neighbor who you could see his truck. And then when he backed up the truck, the neighbor's like, he never backs up the truck. Like he did that at like 5:00 in the morning. Yeah. He never backs up the truck. Like why do you do that?
He's like, he's not acting right.
Yeah. Like I was like, okay, like you want to play into this?
It's fun.
Kind of thing.
It's funny because just that one part where they're like watching the camera, and he's like not even caring about what's on the neighbor's footage, what he got on camera. Like the guy is talking to the police officer, like, I just want them to come home. But the guy's playing the footage. Like if that was my kids and wife, I'm zoned in. I'm like trying to find anything on the webcam.
Yeah.
Then the guy leaves, and the cop's like, let me talk to this neighbor, see if he's got any. Let me get his information. And the neighbor's like, he's not acting right.
Yeah.
He's like, he's acting different. Like something's up. Like he did something.
So, two things. I think speaking on that, I think it was very obvious from the beginning, like what happened. Like I personally, not knowing anything going into the story, about 10 minutes in, I'm like, okay, he killed him. Like this is. I'm like, am I gonna seriously sit here for another hour and a half and figure this out?
That's great point. You're bringing up a great point. I literally watched the documentary. I was like, this could be a 15-minute YouTube video.
Yeah,
and be over.
Agreed.
There's no reason it should be an hour long.
No.
I swear on my life, I thought that was like, this could be a 15-minute Twitter video. And I'd know everything. Yeah. And they could just put everything
You could have definitely condensed this. And half, that's what I'm saying too, so another thing would make this unique, and I thought they did it okay, but it was blown out of proportion.
Oh, yeah.
Was they had all their text messages, like, and they're like showing it really, fun, as if it's in the moment, and they're playing some of her iPhone videos, some of their pictures together, and they're doing like a text on screen.
And then they'll like delete it.
You know what pissed me off? They're acting as if she's literally texting it, like making spelling mistakes, and would like backspace, back. I'm like, she's not there. Like you're doing this for theatrical, like like at theatrics, and it's awful. Like it's literally awful.
I don't have anything else to say about it, so I don't know if you have
that was pretty much it. It was obvious. It was clearly obvious from the beginning. It wasn't too interesting because there's really nothing bad about the guy. Like the guy cheated on his wife, but he was a good guy his entire life. Like he was a good guy his entire life. He cheated on his wife. He had one day he just fucked up. Like he had a mental breakdown, and he said it was rage. It was like something obviously was probably going in a little deeper, but like there was nothing too interesting about it.
No.
There was like at all.
All right, I'm ready to rate, but I'll just say one thing: is that the cops from the get-go were all over this guy. They knew exactly his motives
I
and
feel
what.
like it's pretty.
They're like, oh, you lost a lot of weight. Only guys lose weight if they're trying to cheat on their wife. He's like, no. And he's like, oh, well, if you would have killed him, like they were onto him
the
whole
interrogation
time.
was like intense.
Like we know what happened.
Where they were like, dude, we're not an idiot. Like, oh, you lost 30 pounds? Are you cheating? Like,
those guys who cheat lose weight.
Yeah.
So I'm ready to rate. I'm giving mine. Here we go. Drum roll.
you're-
6.6.
6? Okay. 6.6.
6.6. Pretty much broke it down. I think it's an hour documentary that can be cut down to.
I think it
15
can be
minutes.
cut for sure.
6.6. What do you think? That's high?
Yeah, I do.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow, that's crazy.
Paul's rating. You know, little drum, terrible drum. 5.2. I had the 2 in my head because I was like
5.2 and
5.2.
6.6.
So I'm really curious to see what you guys think about it. I think I'm gonna post like a poll saying
I mean,
like,
it was like number 2 on America's thing. I mean, I just don't see. It's just.
it was something easy to watch. Oh, last thought I remember thinking about it when I ended it was saying, this is the exact type of content that is made for streaming. Because 1, no one would ever go pay to see this in a movie theater.
Oh no.
And 2, if it didn't come free with my subscription, I would have never saw it.
No.
If it wasn't if it wasn't already free, and it's like, as you said, perfect example. Watch it could have been
Why
on
was
YouTube.
was it so popular then? Because so many people knew about it.
I don't know. I think we're living in a weird time where it's like the amount of content is going to start getting very scarce. Netflix is trying to do like a good amount of content every week. Obviously, this was filmed and done like a while ago, and it's a good filler. I think it's a good filler. I think people like murders and murder stories.
I feel like they were
reason.
like Netflix was due for like a murder thing.
Yeah, that's about it.
All right, so next topic.
Yeah, I like
It's
this
gonna be
idea.
our hot take of the week.
Ooh, hot, spicy.
Hot plate. I knew that would make you laugh.
Stop. That's not funny. Stop.
All right, so hot take of the week. We might start mixing these in every week. Me and Paul are just gonna give you a hot take. It's not gonna be a whole segment.
Nope.
We're gonna tell you the hot take.
We're not gonna explain it.
Take it or leave it. Not gonna explain it. Say it. Ryan's hot take: mixing your chocolate milk with a fork is better than when you mix it with a spoon. All right, it's a fact. Try it out. You will see. I'm not kidding. The one thing I'll say about it: you mix it up with the fork, it flows within the fork. Mix it up like a whisker.
Okay.
Use a spoon, not a lot of flow.
That
There it
makes-
is. Chocolate milk better with a fork. Try it at home. Let me know. What's Paul's hot take of
That
the
makes
week?
sense. The fork. My hot take of the week. A lot of good people. iPhone 12. Apple just released it. Have you seen the iPhone 12? Because if you have, it is ugly. It is an ugly looking phone. That is a horrible design. It went back to the iPhone 5, blew it up a little bit, gave it a new camera, and y'all are going to spend a hell of a lot of money on an ugly ass phone. So if that's your sip of tea or whatever you want to call it, good for you. You're out $700. But honestly, I would just go wait for the next one. Go buy an iPhone 11 because you'll be a cooler kid. That's about it for me.
Hot take of the week.
Hot. And next week,
Movie of the week.
we're going to move.
Halloween show next week. Who's freaking excited? I'm pumped up.
We're going to do a nice Halloween show. Give away our Halloween basket in between. And movie of the week, Halloween. New Halloween film with our boy, Adam Sandler.
He's actually shooting a film in Philly right now. Did you see
Is
that?
he? No.
I literally told you this before the show.
When?
I was like, did you see the video of Adam Sandler? He's shooting a film with Rob Gronkowski. I saw he's walking down the street. He's
Oh,
shooting
really?
A film in Philly. So people have on Twitter like, oh, Adam Sandler, hey. And he's
Oh,
like
that's
getting
dope,
a
that's
cheesesteak
dope.
and stuff. So he's filming.
So his new film, Hubie Halloween, it's on Netflix. He did like an 8-picture deal with Netflix like 5 years ago, and he's been putting out new movies for them. It's his normal crew.
Oh,
It's
I saw it
everybody.
twice already. I've already seen the movie twice. It's a good movie. I mean, definitely check it out. It's all of his crew. I
Yeah.
mean, like, there's literally, you think Adam Sandler, think of the other co-actor, it's all of them. Every single one. You name one, they're in there.
I've seen, because I saw the trailer for it, and I was like everybody. I was like, that's literally like all his films, and then Grown Ups. He brought in all the kids from Grown Ups. I'm like, dude, this guy's insane.
It's
like,
everybody. So he was on Jimmy Fallon recently to talk about
He did a Zoom.
movie Halloween,
Yep.
the Zoom thing. And I actually watched it, and he was talking about how Netflix wanted to do a holiday movie, like get his deal with a holiday movie in for his Netflix deal, I guess. And he's like, well, we got to take Christmas off the list because he's Jewish.
Yeah.
So I was like, let's do Halloween. So he's like, this is the Halloween movie. It's a cute little family movie, so watch it with your fam.
I forgot he's Jewish.
Most Halloween movies are scary, but this is a little uplifting.
It definitely
has a
looks
good moral
like a
story
comedy.
to it, so definitely check it out for the Halloween show, and we'll break it down next week.
We're gonna wear some costumes, right?
We are.
I
I
think
gotta
we're-
get mine together. I don't want to give anything away, but
I can't wait for Halloween this year. I'm looking good.
we'll be dressed up for Halloween. We'll decorate the set a little bit,
Yeah.
and then have a Halloween show.
Join us next week. Hopefully you're getting the spooky spirit with murders. And we're gonna give you a little joy and laughter with a movie next week about Halloween. So thanks for staying with us. That's the end of the episode. Keep your mask on. No Rona's here.
Music, take us out.
Peace.
Later.